Hey YouTube, it's Appalachian ADV Rider again, coming to you with another knife review. I had promised this one to y'all last time. It is an aftermarket, or it's a pre-owned Les George designed ZT. So excited, man, you don't know how excited I am. I got my beer out. This is my beer choice now. I like this thing. I'm not a huge beer drinker, but one of these and I'm good. All right. So what do I have? We're going to open this box, and in celebration of the ZT knife that's coming, I've got this older ZT knife. I've not done an unboxing or review on this. This is a ZT0900 by Ken Onion. This is a honking knife. It's old. Can't get it no more. But I got one. I picked one up. Love it. It's got the recurve. Anyway, not about this. Let's just move on. You can ask me questions about this knife if you'd like. But for those that are here for this unboxing of this Les George, here we go. I finally feel excited. I finally feel like I'm a knife channel because I have a bunch of Les Georges and I'm able now to compare them and pull them out. And I'm excited. You know, this thing, growing a channel has been very, very difficult. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to this, to my channel if you like my content. And I'm going to keep it coming. I'm doing this because I love it. And it's not because of anything else. I mean, if it's a side benefit, if I grow an audience, that would be great. I like to think that other people are interested in what I am. And obviously there are people interested because some channels are out there that are pretty big. All right, so this doesn't have a box, which I knew. Okay. Man, this is so exciting. All right. Anybody have a guess what it is? There we go. Oh, it comes in a baggie. Look at that. Nice and heavy. I like a big, heavy knife. And I knew this should be over 7 ounces, if I remember correctly. Look at that. A ZT0909. And these things are not cheap. I don't know if you're taking a look at the aftermarket value of these things. So it's a flipper. ZTs are known for their flippers. I really enjoy a ZT flipper. They get it right. Wow. I'm just enjoying the weight of this, the feel. I mean, Les George puts a lot of effort into chamfering their knives, but he didn't do this. But in the tradition of a Les George, maybe ZT did that. It's got a nice sheen on it. It's got this very typical crown. I'm going to pull out some other Les George knives later in this review to show you the design cues that he has. All right, ready for the flip? Now that's what I am talking about. Oh yeah. It looks like it might have been sharpened, stropped or something. Still, the blade is excellent condition. It has full steel liners. I don't know if you can see that. Inside, there's no milling. There's a little stress relief here for the lock bar. This is a liner lock as opposed to a frame lock, though since this is really not, this is just D10. I get G10. I guess you can call it whatever you want to call it. Wow, let's just feel this. I love the feel, the ergonomics of the Les George knife. There's something about it. Whatever he does, his design language just speaks to me. It's got a honking pivot here. I mean, you can use obviously a regular standard tool, so that's nice. The texturing on this, it's not bad. Not bad. It's not rough at all. I'm sure it'll shred the pocket a little bit under here. There was a little wear in a clip, but you know, I'm gonna carry this knife, so I don't even care if there's any wear, because if there's not any wear now, I'm gonna have some wear on it soon. Let's see, how does it close? Okay, Not completely drop shut, but I don't know. It's probably a bearing knife, if I remember correctly in the reviews. I mean, they use their KTV or some sort of, pardon me if I got that wrong, but they have bearings in here. They're typically blue on a disc. I like this knife. All right, so what's the size of this baby? Let me see. There we go. Here's the size down here. So this is an 8.5-inch knife, which is just absolutely perfect. The blade is 3.5 inches and a little bit longer than that. Nice thing about a flipper is that it doesn't have a thumb stud. So this entire blade here is able to cut through material and not get stopped by a thumb stud. It's got a little sharpening choil in there. This finger, it's not really a finger groove. The knife has a little palm swell here, which feels really good in the hand. The thumb just falls right on top of this jimping here. I love this design that he has, and you'll see, like I said, you'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. It is not a deep carry clip here, which doesn't bother me at all. I've actually come to enjoy being able to grab, the knife, being able to have something to grab onto. I live in a state where I don't really have to worry too much about that. Yeah, I think that definitely this was stropped, and even if it was sharpened, I don't care. You can't find this knife. I think I got a great deal on this. I'm not even going to say what it was, but I believe this knife on eBay. I've seen it for like $500 or $600 or $700. So, anyway. All right. So let's pull out another Les George here. Here is a Les George knife. So you can see this is the ECP or something like that. It's not the VECP, it's the ECP, something like that. So this is Magnum Cut. This is a great little knife here. I actually just love this knife, and actually I have its counterpart. This is the ZT version of the Les George. Like, this is a ZT version of a Les George, though I think this is a copy, or not a copy, but in homage to the Talon. That's the knife that it copies, the Talon, which I've never seen. I haven't held. I haven't really looked it up, but I remember them saying the name to that. And so this here, though, this is a direct copy of that knife here. And this is the ZT0900 in S35VN. I've done a little quick review on this knife, and this is the same exact knife. This is a big, small knife. It's hard to explain what I mean by that, but it fits comfortably in a hand, and it's one of the few smaller knives that I really enjoy having. So the point of pulling these out is to show you the design cue here. So here's one. Same cue, right? You have that crown of the knife, and it comes up. So that's that. What else do we have here? Ooh, check this one out. Did you hear that? That fired out with authority. ZT just makes the best flippers. If you guys have never experienced a ZT flipper, you're missing out. Oh, ZT0920. This is another Les George designed knife. It's in 20 CV. You can't get this anymore. This one is still available. I think USA Made Blade. DLT Trading has one of these still. I think I bought that off of DLT Trading. This Les George knife just feels so amazing in the hand. It is thin here. I don't know how to describe it. It's rounded, but this texturing here, the milling, feels good in the hand. I mean, just the way this thing is designed just feels so perfect. It's the ergonomics that are just so perfect. Your thumb falls down right in the right spot here. Another thing I love about a flipper is that this becomes a finger guard. Some people say it's a pocket pecker. I put the knife in the pocket and nothing else is in there, so it doesn't really bother me. But I respect other people's opinions. So this was also pre-owned. I just got into collecting knives in under a year ago, and so this has been, discontinued for a long time. But it's got the recurve blade. Uh, it just looks like, I don't even know what you want to call that, but it looks like Arabian or something. It looks like a sick knife, and it is. I tell you what, though, this one I don't carry at all, really. I carried it one time, and it is just so awkward in a pocket. Um, I'm not sure why, but I didn't like this one at all. Just hog the pocket, and if I wanted to stick my hand in there for whatever reason, uh, it sucked. I have so many choices to carry, so many different knife choices to carry that I don't need to carry this one. I love it, and it's going to be something I pull out and I look at, I guess, at this point. But it's about the same size. It's a little bit longer, maybe. So this is 9 inches, okay, and this is 8.5 inches. So a little shorter, but I do love this like baton back here, this rounded aspect to it. I just really like that. All right, so that's another ZT. Oh, do we have anything else? Yes. I'm just going on town. Check this one out. This is a Les George made knife with Nick Nichols. It's like a different brand, I think. I don't know. I bought this recently off of a distributor, and it had a tag on it that I think it said like 2009. So I believe this is discontinued, but you just don't see anything on it, so it has to be discontinued. But this is a typical Les George, made by Les George. So these two are made by Les George, and these other ones are ZTs. But this is so chamfered. That's what Les George is known for. Everything is rounded. Everything is just beautifully chamfered. When you hold it, it just melts in your hand. You don't feel a hot spot or anything. This is one of the few knives that has a slightly different design. This really doesn't have a crown. It takes some of the cues of this cutout here, but it's not raised up in a shelf. This is just flat, and it only has two, where typically I think it's like four. One, two, that's only three. So maybe it's only three, but it's like four bumps. Oh, this is four. So, 3 or 4 bumps where this doesn't have it. But this blade shape is pretty amazing. This is a really slicey blade. It came in super sharp. Anyway, I don't want to. I think I have a review on this one, so you can check it out. And if I don't, I will post one. I don't want to spend too much time on that. We're talking about this knife right here. All right, and what else? I got one more Les George knife. Check this one out. I don't remember the name of this one. It's a dagger, I guess, but it's only one side is sharp. This is made by Les George. One day I was just surfing and I saw this knife pop up, and there was one left. He had just released it, just dropped it, and the other DLC coated ones were taken, and I prefer a naked knife anyway. So this was left, and I was just so happy to grab it. I really, really like the feel of this knife too. Is it drop shutty? It's not. And this is probably, this is a washer knife, which is, you expect it to not be drop shutty. I haven't played a ton with this knife. I've carried it a couple of times. I really enjoy this knife. So here's another Les George. So let's open that one up. So you can see a lot of his designs are pretty big. All right. So let's take all these knives and put them off to the side. Here we go. Let me just get them off. Get them off here completely. Give some respect to the new knife. All right. So I believe this knife is, like I say, 7 ounces. It's a heavy knife, and if you don't like heavy knives, you're really not going to like this knife at all. But for me, it is perfect. Okay. It's not completely drop shutty, but You know, it's got a lot of dust in there. It looks like it's been neglected for a while. I'll have to, you know, take it apart and lube it. And you can see, yeah, there's a lot of dust in there. But I like that. It's been used. It's been loved. All right. Well, I think that's the first impression. I mean, how much more can I really say about this? This knife is amazing. The weight is perfect. The ergonomics are really good. There's a little bit of a hot spot back here, I guess, with the knife. I mean, when I say hot spot, I mean I can feel the clip. If you know, if you're going to do normal box cutting and opening stuff, or you know, whittling, it's not going to bother you too much. But you know, if you're going to do hardcore use to it, and that might be a little bit of a problem. I'm not really sure, but I can definitely feel it. Um, it's an industrial looking knife. I love that. I think, you know, this is a hard to use knife as far as I'm concerned. It's got a nice thick stock blade. That edge, that point comes down really, really thick. It's a saber grind, so it's a flat grind with a solid wedge up here that goes pretty much down to, you know, to here, and then it thins out a little bit here, but still not. It even carries the whole thickness right here. This is I love how they do that. They make it look thinner, but they carry the thickness of the knife really all the way down to here. It's really perfect. All right. I am so happy. I can't tell you. So happy to have this join my collection. And I want to thank you for joining me. And hopefully you can subscribe and like my channel and continue to watch my videos. We'll have new stuff coming soon. All right. Thank you very much. And I'll see you later, YouTube.